Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Today, we have a special guest who comes from the esports scene, and he is a CEO and a co-founder of Twire. And please welcome Dean Koštomaj.
I was having trouble with unmute. Okay. Hi, everyone. As Rok already told you, I'm Dean or Dean Koštomaj in Slovenia. Okay. That was weird. What's going on? I'm not quite sure. Okay. Then, as I told before, I'm CEO and co-founder of Twire, and today we gathered here to talk about enriching game community. So first, a few words about me and what actually Twire is. So with me there are other two co-founders. There are Patricia and Žiga, and together we are in esports analytics and statistics. So we started last year in September, and we have developed up until now two products. First one is analytical tool for let's say pro players and semi-pro players, where they can actually analyze their matches, even matches from tournaments or matches from their casual games. It looks something like this. You have different tournaments available, and then you can select one and see the matches. The point is that we have two tools here. First one is, we call this match analyzer. It's over the head replay of the game, so you can actually see how everything went down in the game. And the second one is rotation analyzer, and this is to see how the team moved from one point to another. So the thing I think I forgot to mention is that we're doing this for PUBG. So all these tools are currently supported only for PUBG game, but we are looking forward to adding CSGO soon to this collection. The other tool that we developed is, we call this broadcast tools. They're meant for tournament organizers to display those statistical data and let's say leaderboards on their stream. So this looks something like this. This is one of the leaderboards for Thailand tournament that is taking place right now. And this is what they can see on the stream. We do everything from the design to the data processing here. So, but I'll skip, I'll stop talking about us for a moment, and we'll go to the point that we are actually here for today. So why enriching your game community? So if you think about it, if you engage your community more in your game, you'll have more people there, and automatically it will have more content created. This will lead probably to your better motivation for the development, and you will end up with a better product or better game. So if we take a look at this from the game point of view, you don't want your game to die, probably. This is your baby. You've developing it for God knows how many months. But with enriching your game community, you want to keep your people engaged even after they, let's say, conquered all the levels, beat all the bosses and stuff like that. So you want players to keep coming back to your game and having fun there. So this is one point, to just not letting your game die. The other point is also that you can build opportunities for other businesses. So from my point of view, there's two advantages for you. First one is you need a smaller budget to develop everything, because the community will actually help you with this. Just like we are doing this for PUBG. And the other one is you're not responsible for everything on your own. So let's say somebody makes an app where they show leaderboards from your game, just like we do. You're not the one that has to fix all the bugs that are happening there. So it takes some load off of you. Other great things about enriching your community is also that you will have more retention on your game, which makes a bigger audience. And if some of you are looking to get into game studios like let's say Ubisoft or Activision Blizzard, you would actually have a better reference. Let's say you created a great community with, I don't know, 1,000 players. They're having fun on a daily basis with your game. This is actually a great reference if you want to be considered for some jobs. And the second one is this can actually be your job. So we cannot lie. This is pretty amazing when hobby becomes your job. And this is why I think you should pursue something like this. But how actually would you do it? So there are a lot of ways of enriching your community. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna cover all of them because it's impossible. I think there's endless possibilities here. But I think I'm gonna stick more to development side of it, because this is my background and this is what I'm most familiar with. So first one, and I think this one is most popular in the last few years, is creating an API for your game so that developers can actually connect to your API and download some data and create, let's say, tools or statistics or whatever they want. I mean, there's really endless possibilities here. And I think there's two great examples here, PUBG Corp and Riot Gaming. They're really doing great job here. Let's say one example that is using a Riot API is Mobalytics. You can see it here on the screen. This is a platform that actually displays your in-depth analysis of your game in League of Legends. So a lot of pros use something like this. And if we move on, there are also mods that you can take into consideration when you're developing your game. One of the greatest examples, I think, is Minecraft. And I'm not a Minecraft player. I've never even opened this game. But even if I didn't, I still know that there's a load of mods that you can have on this game. And I think this is awesome. Even if somebody that has never played this game knows about it and knows about the community that is huge, this is job well done for me. Another example of mods is Enter the Gungeon, which has a mod the Gungeon. And this one is more like, let's say, cheats. It's just a terminal where you can type some commands and, let's say, get unlimited health or unlimited ammo, stuff like that. Just a fine way to keep the player around even after they conquer all the levels, because somebody might just be still interested in the game, but if there's nothing else to do there, even when they finish everything, they're not gonna come back, and this is what you probably don't want. The next example is game state integration. This is CSGO really did a great job here. What they do is actually you can make the game post every single event that happens to your server, and then you can use these data to do whatever you want. We are going to use it to, again, make those broadcasting tools that I was talking about earlier. So again, leaderboard, stats, HUDs that are, this is actually live. Yeah, I forgot to mention that they are sending live data and without any restrictions. So you can actually create a HUD which displays the players live and how many ammo they have and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. The next example that I have is workshops, and a game that I'm quite a big fan of is Rocket League. They have an amazing workshop where people can create new maps, new game modes, and also training maps. I remember one game mode that was that transformed actually Rocket League from soccer with soccer with cars to volleyball with cars, and it was a fun way watching those streamers preventing the ball touch the ground, because usually the end goal is there to score the ball in the net, and this is what was changed there, and it was a big hit on YouTube. Then we have also other stuff that you can do. Actually, it's like daily challenges for the battle royale scene really took advantage of this one. You have new challenges every day that keeps player coming back. There are cosmetics, which yeah, I know they sound like a sketchy thing because there's usually money involved, but it is one way of engaging your players more. You could actually also, without developing anything, organize speedruns. This is a really popular thing for many games where players try to just run through the game as quickly as possible to set up a record. The one thing that is maybe not so clear to everyone, but it's also pretty important if you ask me, is engaging in online discussions. This is why I put Reddit here. Reddit, I think, is a great community for gamers, and engaging into discussion can also enrich your community, because usually players love to talk with developers, and Reddit is a good example where you can find those players. And last but not least is connecting with content creators. This is usually seen more as a promotion, but if you think about it, after you're done with the game for a day, let's say, many of us still go to the Twitch or to the YouTube and watch some more content of that game if we're really passionate about it. And this is how you can actually also enrich your community. And I just threw a bunch of examples at you here, and it's really hard to choose one, right? And my suggestion to you is just try it, just do it. But keep in mind that players or gamers are demanding nowadays because they have a lot of content, a lot of games. A lot of them are free to play, and they are bombarded with entertainment around those games, like tournaments or streams, stuff like that. So you have to think about it, but not too much. My suggestion here is fail often, especially at the beginning, but remember that you lose only when you give up. And that's it from my side. If you have any questions, and if you you can ask me now, or if you're interested in Twire, you can also contact me. I have a mail here on the screen.
Thank you very much, Dan. And yeah, as Dan said, you can post questions on YouTube stream, or you can ask him here in person. You can just unmute yourself and then ask question live.
And I cannot answer on music like before, so.
I think there is one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Thanks. Quick question. So yeah, it's all sounds nice, right? Enrich your community in terms, engage with them, make it more moddable, make it more open to APIs. But how much this really extends the practice of lean product? Let's say the MVP might not require this, right? So introducing some APIs or introducing any moddable content.
Yeah,
so
sure.
How much more effort you think needs to be put into that, right? And is it, I mean, probably you think it's worth it, but let's just say, does it double your development time? Do you think it just prolongs it by 20%? Any opinions on that?
I think it's what can actually be done, and I think it's really effective way to doing it is if your game measures anything, like literally anything, let's say time that you spend in game, or time that you in which you finished some level, stuff like that can, if they can be exported or somehow accessed, I think there is not a lot of work to do, and gamers usually love to see those results. So if you can post it somewhere in the on the web, I think this is a great way of enriching your community.
Thanks.
And yeah, and question from YouTube. What about Dota? Will you be implementing that?
We've thought about it. It's not a top priority for us, but it's on the list. We're focusing now on CSGO.
Then maybe one question, like from me, like how many users or how many companies are starting to use this kind of service, or yeah, let's say how many users do you have it right now?
Yeah, actually, I had a slide there, and it confused me a bit because it jumped over it. I don't know why. So maybe I missed it. So yeah, actually, we have 4.5 thousand registered users currently, and around 7,000 unique users per month. The difference here in number is because we also let unregistered users use our platform. We've covered 10 tournaments already all over the world. We had those clients or customers on Japan, Thailand, Australia, Finland, here the Balkan region, also the USA, and since we launched the leaderboards and stats on our platform, we got around 240,000 interactions with it. So this is how many times the stats of players were opened. This is stats from the April on. Yeah.
Okay. And like, so if I'm like in the shoes of a developer, how would I like start, or how like, let's say, design a game, or how like need to like, how like would my development process would be changed to like use all of like those, let's say, features, or like to have this kind of like functionality in mind? I mean, what do you suggest?
So from the game developer point of view, or from my view? Okay, game developer. Game developer, I think it's first of all, you have to think about what you want, and I think that the important part here is to listen to the community, what they actually want, and when I mean listen, is listen what they have a problem with. This is usually the key if you wanna make something great. Just listen to all the trauma they've been through, I don't know, other games, and what they want. This is the most important stuff, I think, as a game developer. As a, let's say, Twire or some other company that would go in the same direction as us, just look around what's popular, what is missing, and get your hands dirty with code.
I have another question.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe implementing some of these, let's say, community management services in your company might be, let's say, above the head of a developer. It might be. Do you know if maybe publishing houses or are there other services that can help you with this? I mean, you as Twire probably are interested into games that have a community big enough, but for an indie developer, does he has to rely on his own skills, or he can rely on, I don't know, already companies out there that can set him up this community management or APIs or anything in this sense?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, let's say, collaborate or get help from some companies, this probably, in my eyes, involves some money, and usually developers that are developing game alone don't have that money to, let's say, hire an outside team to develop something for them. So I would say that look for a team, but I'm not gonna lie to you, this is one of the hardest part to do, to find a great team. We as Twire went through quite a few people before we found currently, as I said before, three of us work on this project. At some point there was, I think, 7 of us, and it did not work out. So I would suggest go for help, like go for a co-founder, but it's gonna take a lot of work.
Okay, thanks. So find someone who really is enthusiastic about community management and complement the team with such a person, right? Which actually he's not competing with you on the development, but he's actually really somebody who's interested in something else, and he can really help.
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
Hi, I have 2 questions, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
So you said that like it's important for game developers to expose their game to modders and the community, you know, as a API or I don't know, exporting data or something like that. But let's say, is this also for your application? Are you doing this? Do you have some API that others could assess the data you collect, and maybe the community can do, you know, something with it, like maybe skins for that TV overlays or graphs or some other way to show the data? So basically, are you exposing your app, you know, to the community?
Yes, I mean, currently, we would like to get to the point where we will have self-serve platforms. So anybody that would want to use, let's say, broadcasting tools, they would be able to, and they would be able to make their own design. Because currently, how it is we actually have to make design for you because it's our code, it runs on our servers, and you actually need to go to our page, copy the URL of the, let's say, one component from the broadcasting tools and insert it into OBS, and then it will appear. So kind of, yeah, we are giving that back to the community because we also have a free version of it. But it's not been developed to a point that anybody could just, hop on a platform and start using it right away. You can with our default designs, but if you have some different ideas, so what you would like to show on stream, we have to do it for you now.
Yeah, okay. Another question, if you can. Maybe you mentioned this, I don't know, maybe I did not understand correctly, but I guess since your tool is an analytical tool, it's collecting a lot of data about gameplay, right? About people doing games in one way or another. So I guess, you could offer, or are you offering some services to game developers, designers, what people like to do in games, how they like to play it, to in a sense that they know how to design games better, in a better way?
Actually haven't thought of this yet, but it's a great idea. We were thinking about like giving data back to the players, and so they would, let's say, they would better understand their opponent. So we would be able to extract some data. Let's say this team is always moving on the right side of the map if this and this and this occurs. Let's say something like that. We have this in mind for the future, but this is really a lot of work. So it's not implemented currently, but I liked your idea of giving back to the game developers. This is a good one. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe one more question from my side. What's the actual technology stack behind your tool or your analytic tool? Do you using maybe AWS or some Google services or BigQuery or something else?
Yeah, the entire platform is on AWS. We use so the front end is developed in React, and those are just static files. You can serve it from anywhere. But then we have endpoint is GraphQL endpoint that uses one service from the Amazon. It's called AppSync, which is a great way to start it. But now that we are scaling, we are thinking of moving away from it. And this endpoint then just calls some lambdas. Those are just mini functions that run on your demand. And those lambdas retrieve data from database. For getting data from the PUBG, we are using Python, and this runs on one EC2 machine.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any more questions, or can we wrap up? Okay, I guess this is it. Thank you, Dan. and we will like end the stream here, but we can still stay in the Zoom room if you want.